And so it was a pain. Really, it was my dad who did it. My dad kept calling the court systems and stuff. Like,
to get
listen,
the warrant cleared.
Yes, like, listen, my daughter has wrote you guys 3 times. She's getting ready to have a baby next month. Like, she's not going to be able to keep this baby with her if this warrant isn't dropped. And so eventually they dropped it.
Okay.
So
you had Miss Godwin was the one who was mostly helping you.
Well, trying, but she, and then once it got dropped, I needed for Miss Reinhardt and Miss Jones to know it got dropped so they could accept me.
Yeah.
And that was when I said that to her, the hands thing, because I asked her, I said, I kited them, Miss Jones and Miss Reinhardt, but at this point, now it's the beginning of October, or, it's like mid-October, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could have him anytime.
Yep.
I'm due in a few weeks.
Yep.
So, I don't know how long it takes to accept. I don't know what else they had to do. So, I was like, can you please just send an email to Miss Reinhardt, letting her know it was dropped. She's like, I'm not in the baby, I don't do the baby stuff. And I said, I'm not asking you to do anything about the baby program. I simply want you to send an email to Miss Reinhardt saying Flieger's warrants have been dropped. That's it. And she's like, I don't have my hands in that. And I said, you do not seem to have your hands in much.
So did she end up doing it or not?
No, she did not do it. But
so how did the
my
information
dad,
get there? Your dad called?
Miss Reinhardt. Yeah. I said, listen, you have to have Miss Reinhardt's number. I said, I know you don't check your voicemails, but she left you a voicemail one time. And I said, and her number is in it. I said, listen to your voicemails. And he's like, okay. So he called her and left her.
It's amazing to me because you really have to have a family, like talk about social support, like you have to have a family advocate on the outside
if I didn't
in order
have
to do
him,
things because you can't get messages across to people using the systems that are in place.
No. And that's exactly what I told them. I said, they're like, well, we have a lot of people. I said, no, I don't want to hear that. I said, because in Marysville, there's 3,000 people. And I said, when you get in a visitor's application, I was like, it's accepted or denied that week.
Yep.
And I was like, they get stuff done so much faster. I said, you guys have, the most that was there when I was there was like 82 girls. I was like, that's crazy.
Yep.
And I was like, these people have hundreds in a unit.
Yep, and they're still able to.
And they're still on it. And I said, so, to me, that's just an excuse to not do shit.
Did you try to get a visitor application when you were there?
Yes, my dad and my stepmom was my birthing support and my birthing placement.
Oh, okay.
And so, because I wasn't so sure my dad would be accepted because of his background.
Yeah.
So, my stepmom sent in my dad's application, her application, and the birthing support paper all in a manila envelope. Well, I look on my JK, and it says my stepmom was approved for a visitor, but it didn't say nothing about my dad. So I was like, well, he might be getting denied, because he has background. So I went and I asked her, I was like, what's going on with my dad's application? And she's like, I don't have it. And I was like, well, what do you mean you don't have it? And she's like, I didn't get it. And I was like, well, that's not possible. I was like, you have the birthing support paper in my stepmom's application. My dad's has to be in there. I was like, because it was all in the same envelope. And she's like, well, if I don't have it. And I was like, so you're telling, I was no wonder she didn't want to do nothing for me, but I said, so you're telling me that the mailman opened up the envelope and took my dad's application out and sealed it back and gave it to you? And she's like, well, that's not what I'm saying. I said, well, that has to be what you're saying. Either you lost it or that's what happened.
Yeah.
I was like, because there's no in between. I was like, it didn't disappear.
Yep.
I was like, oh, and eventually she found the application. But he didn't send in a copy of a bill, which he did. He told me everything he sent in. My stepmom sent in hers, he sent in his. He knows what to do. I was like, oh my gosh. He's like, yes, I did. He's like, it's my car insurance with my name on it.
That's insane.
Yeah, but when I got here and I talked to Miss Jones about it, that day she accepted his application. That day she got it done.
Wow.
Right there in front of me, she did it. I'm like...
Well, what do you think about her? How do you feel about Miss Jones?
I love her.
Yeah.
I do. I have so much appreciation for her because, one, she helped me get into the program the first time.
Yeah.
And second off, I almost wasn't able to come because he had to stay in a NICU.
Yeah.
And that's like a requirement. If they don't leave the hospital with you, then you're disqualified. And I about crapped when they told me that he was going to have to stay. I did not know where I was going. When I went up to my room to dress out to leave the hospital, I thought I was going back to FMC.
Yeah, so tell me about that. So you go into labor.
And when they broke my water...
Okay, so you didn't go into labor. You actually went...
I had to get induced.
Okay. How far over did they induce you?
I was right at 40 weeks.
So they'll induce you right away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you can even get induced a week before. Yeah, 39
You get to
weeks.
choose?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So I tried to... He was supposed to be a Halloween baby, so that didn't happen. But... they broke my water, and they broke my water at 6:50, and I had an emergency C-section and had him at 6:57.
What?
Yes.
Wait, 6 minutes later?
Yes.
Why?
And 7
What happened?
Because the cord wrapped around his chest.
How could
and
they tell?
His heart rate went
tanked.
all the way down. And with it...
6 minutes crash C, that's insane. That's insane.
Yep.
I mean, they didn't break your water in the delivery room, right? I mean, they must have...
In the room that I was going to deliver him in, they broke my water. And
you were in a you were in like a regular hospital room, or were you in like a C-section room?
No, I was not in a C-section
But they
room.
did it in there, or they rushed you too?
They rushed me down the hallway into that C-section room, and
Is that on the same floor?
It was on the same floor.
Okay.
It was like it was like right down the hall, really. And I looked up at the clock, and the CO I was with looked at the clock and stuff, and it was 6:50, and I had him at 6:57.
Oh my gosh! So I take it was your birthing support person there or not?
She had went to the bathroom.
Shut up.
And she said that one of the COs, she had to check in with the captain. Every time she left, she had to go check in with the captain in order to come back in my room. And she went back to the captain, and he was like, she's in surgery. And he was like, my dad was there too, but he was out. He couldn't be in the room. And he was like, do what? And he was like, she's like, you have to have the wrong person. And he was like, my daughter's not having surgery. And they were like, no, she is in emergency surgery. And they were like, so she came in the room they had already gotten him out and stuff. And she was like, oh my gosh, like what the heck? And I couldn't.
6 minutes.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's insane. That's amazing. Think about how lucky you were to be in such a good hospital.
Yeah, the CO was like shaking and stuff, and she was like, I don't even know what happened. She's like, I've never seen something like that happen so fast.
Yeah, they're amazing. Mine was not that quick, but
it was crazy.
Yeah.
And it made me go into shock though, because they did it so,
a lot of blood.
And it just happened so fast and stuff. I think I was just like shaking. And
Well, you shake from loss of blood too.
And I couldn't like talk to her or anything. And they were like,
were you cold?
It was freezing. That's what it felt.
That's all from loss of blood.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was crazy. Huh?
I had all of those things happen too.
Yeah. And it's like, you're just like
you couldn't stop shaking, like your whole body and your ears, your chattering.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
that
goodness.
happened to me too.
I didn't even. And with my
you
other
get spacey.
Yeah, it's like I couldn't even talk.
A lot of blood.
It's like I couldn't even talk to him.
Did they like transfuse you with plasma or blood or anything?
No.
No, you didn't have to. Wow, that's good.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised. But with my other son, I had him all natural and stuff. So it was like total. Yeah, it was nothing.
Complete reverse.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I was like, oh god, that would make me never want to have a kid again.
Go back to the room, you're recovering, and then baby's in NICU, and then tell me about like how they communicated that too.
I didn't even catch a glimpse of them. They just was like gone. And finally I looked at one of the OSU students, and I was like, is he okay? Can you please go check on him? And nobody could really tell me anything because they took him so fast from me and stuff. And when the nurse finally came back into my room when I was in the recovery room, she's like, she told me what had happened and stuff because I didn't even know what had happened. I was just like, literally, she broke my water. She was sitting there pushing on my stomach, and all of a sudden, she was like a whole bunch of doctors ran in my room, and they just I was just gone. And she's like, as we were going down the hallway, I knew they were going to do a C-section, but she was trying to give me hope they weren't, because she was like, we're going to get down here, and if the baby's heart rate doesn't back up, then we're going to have to do a C-section, and they were trying to be calm and stuff, but I was like, this is not, something's, obviously wrong.
Yeah.
Because you guys are running.
So they came back in to tell you what happened then?
Yes.
Okay.
And stuff like